this week, it's hat week. You can learn how to make a bucket hat, a baseball cap hat, or a more traditional folded paper hat, okay? You can make your hats using regular notebook paper, printer paper, or even a paper shopping bag. Okay, so if we want to use a regular paper shopping bag, the first thing we're going to have to do is get it ready. And we're going to do that by pulling the handles off on both sides. Then let's cut down one of the sides like this, and then you're going to cut that bottom all the way off, okay? So down the side. Okay, so once the bottom is cut off your bag, you're going to want to cut it on the folds, meaning you're going to end up with two big rectangles and then those two side panels that we cut off. So we're going to put one of the long panels like this for our regular easy folded hat because it takes a rectangle. We're going to turn the other one into a square. Remember how we turned regular paper, printer paper, into a square? You take this corner and bring it up over to this side like this. Then we're going to rub back and forth. Okay, we're going to cut off that little extra piece here like this, and we're going to put that square aside. Once you open it up, you see we have a square. We're going to put this square aside for either the bucket hat or the baseball cap, but we're going to start with the easiest one, which is to make a traditional folded hat, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to put the printed side, if there's a printed side of your paper bag that's going to be up, you're going to fold it in half. Okay, so then we're going to be holding our paper. Make sure that your fold is at the top, okay? And the open and closed side is towards your body or towards you. That's important because otherwise you won't end up with a hat, okay? Then I'm going to bring one side like this, making sure my fold is at the top, over like this. And I'm just going to make a little fold at the top so I can see where that halfway point is. Once I know where my halfway point is, this corner here, I'm going to just bring in like this to that halfway point like that and rub back and forth so I have a triangle like this. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, bring the triangle in on the other side. This doesn't have to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Rub back and forth so those folds are nice and hard. Then down here at the bottom, I'm going to take just the one piece and flip it up like this, okay? Then I'm going to turn it over to the other side and I'm going to flip it up like that. And just that easy, you have your hat, okay? You can wear your hat or give your hat to a friend, or you can even decorate your hat. Okay, next we're going to be thinking about our baseball cap. You can make the baseball cap using the leftover square from the paper bag, or you can use a piece of printer paper or notebook paper. Any of it works, just as long as you've turned it into a square like we talked about in the previous video. Okay, so we're going to start by turning it into a triangle by bringing one corner to the other corner like that. Okay, and we're going to rub back and forth. This time we're going to put the fold towards us and the open and close side away from us, okay? Then next we're going to determine the middle right here across from the point by bringing this corner over here like that. We're just going to make a little mark here. We're not going to fold it, but we want a little point down here to show us where the middle is, okay? Then we're going to bring the top points together, both of them, and we're going to rub back and forth like that to make a nice hard crease, okay? And then open that up like that, and you can see your fold right here. Okay, so what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be bringing this side here and lining it up with that fold we just made about 3/4 of the way over. So you should have approximately this much space left, lining this side up with that fold we just made, and rub back and forth like that, okay? We're going to do the same thing with the other side. This side, we're going to line up with that fold, and yes, it's going to go over top like that, about 3/4 of the way, and you're going to make your fold again, okay? All right, then we're going to take this point up here at the top and we're going to bring it down about this far, right there to the fold also, and rub back and forth to make a nice hard fold. And then we're going to flip it all the way down on top of everything like that. So you should have your sides folded in and this piece at the top. Okay, you're going to lift it up like this, and you're going to flip that top triangle back like that, and it opens like this, okay? And so what we're going to be doing next is kind of helping it really open, all right? This is going to become the outside. That's the inside of the hat. This is the outside of the hat. This is going to become the bill, that bill at the front of your hat, okay? So just help it open a little bit. We're gonna do that by squeezing down at the top. So I've actually put my hand inside. I'm just gently and not too rough. I'm gonna kind of squeeze a little space at the top. Then I'm going to bend this point in like that and rub back and forth. Okay, you can even fold it both ways if you want. I folded it to the outside and to the inside, and I'm rubbing back and forth, and that's just going to help that top stay open. Then I'm turning it to the other side again. Just that point, I'm going to rub it down, give a little squeeze so the point stays down. If you want to, you can bend it to the outside and squeeze, and then bend it back again. That just kind of helps it stay down a little bit better. Okay, then the last thing we need to consider is that bill at the front, okay? The bill you could just fold like this, fold the point in like this. So what that would mean is for this bill on this hat, here's the point, and it looks kind of funny with a pointed side there on the bill when it's supposed to be rounded. So you could potentially just fold it under like that and be done. Give your hat a little bit better shape, okay? Okay, now we're going to be making our bucket hat. You can make the bucket hat using one of the squares that you cut from your paper bag, or you can use printer paper, or you can use notebook paper. Any of it works, okay? So we're going to start by making sure that we're using a square piece of paper. We're going to bring one side to the other like this. Okay, then we're going to turn it so that the fold is at the top and the open and closed side is towards you, okay? Then we're going to fold it in the opposite direction like this. Okay, and we're going to open it back up. Okay, here's our center fold, okay, and the fold is all the way across the top. Then we're going to take this corner here and we're going to bring it in here to that center fold. But you want to check something first, okay? You're going to want to make your folds so that there's, see this little triangle here at the bottom, hanging off the bottom? That's important that it be there, okay, for the future of our hat. All right, so then the same thing on the other side. I'm going to bring that top corner in here to the middle fold, right about to the same spot. I'm going to rub back and forth, and again, you want to make sure that you have your little triangle here at the bottom, and we do, so that's good. All right, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to lift up one side at a time like this, okay? And I'm going to put my finger inside of it like this, flattening down a little bit. See this point up at the top? We're going to just flatten it down. And because of the folds that we've made before, that should be fairly easy to do, okay? So I'm going to do that on one side, so it looks like this, kind of a triangle pointing up towards, away from you, okay? Then I'm going to do the other side, the same thing, which means we're going to lift the side straight up like this. We're going to open it on the inside like that, okay? You can even put your hand in here a little bit, maybe your pointer finger all the way up at the top, and you're just going to flatten it straight down like that, okay? All right, so then the next step is we're going to turn it over, and we're going to fold this, okay? Making sure, see at the bottom, what we're doing is we're taking this side, and there's a fold already there. We're just going to fold it in on it, but we're also going to make sure, remember those little triangles we talked about here at the bottom? We're going to make sure they line up like that, Okay, so it should look like that. When it looks like that on the one side, you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. You're gonna just bring this fold already there, okay? And all you're doing is just bringing it in on that fold, double checking your little triangles here at the bottom. Do they line up? And they do. And then just rub back and forth like that. All right, so then here's the bottom of our hat right here, but these little triangles are gonna kind of get in the way. So all I'm gonna do is lift this up and fold that little triangle in just enough so that it lines up, so that that bottom is straight. I'm gonna do it on this side here, then I'm gonna do it on this side, just bend that little triangle in so that it lines up with the bottom. Okay, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing with these little triangle here again. I'm going to just flip it up inside like that so it lines up. Same thing on the other side. Just flip that little triangle inside like that. Okay. Now your hat's almost done. Okay, I'm going to take this bottom edge. Remember, the folded side was up towards the top. So this bottom edge, I can actually put my hand inside. I'm going to lift just the top piece, and I'm going to fold it up about that far. Okay, turn it over, and you're going to be at the bottom here again, and you're going to kind of line it up with that first piece we flipped up all the way across. We're going to rub back and forth. Okay, and now you have a hat that has an inside, but I want it to be a bucket hat, so I want it to be a little flat on the top. So I'm going to put my hand inside to help it a little bit, and just like with the baseball cap, we're going to rub just a little bit, flattening it down. We're going to bring those points in and give a little squeeze like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, just give a little squeeze like that. Okay, and we're all done. So whether you're making a baseball cap, a bucket hat, or a traditional folded hat, have fun and be creative.